What's going on, everybody? Branco here. Welcome back to the Platform Podcast. Today is a special episode. I'm being joined today by my co-host, Israel, and we got a special guest in today with us, Natalia.
Yes.
How are you guys?
We're good.
Yeah?
Great.
Yeah. Awesome. Excited.
Cool. So, part of why we're doing this is so that you all can get perspective on people that are around us and leadership around us that have different types of experiences, personalities that you all can relate to. And Israel and Natalia have a, nonprofit?
Nonprofit.
Nonprofit
Yes.
called StriveNow.
Yep.
Right? And I guess, we want to come on here so they can tell us a little bit more about it and what they're about, and you guys can get to know them and, possibly ask them questions later, work with them later, do all that cool stuff, right? So let's get into it, guys.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So first and foremost, Natalia, thank you for being here.
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, for sure. So I just want to dive in. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, that's a hard question. Well, I like to say that I'm an educator. So
Okay.
that's my main thing in life. I think an educator is someone that has mentorship, and that's how I live my life in all aspects.
Cool.
So that's what I do for work, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm just someone that has a lot of faces, involved in a lot of things, and proud citizen here, resident
Cool.
of Frontera. So
Awesome.
I think it's cool that you said different personalities, because you hit the nail on the head. We are so different.
Yeah.
Super different. Yeah.
we're
So,
like polar opposites,
Literally.
which I think balances off.
That's
mhm.
funny how that stuff usually works, though, right?
Yeah.
You get different input from each other, and that's what gets your stuff to push forward in areas you never thought, or you individually would never be able to do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you do for fun?
So I'm an artist. I have my creative side. So I literally do from photography, video,
Cool.
drawing, marketing,
Man,
Everything.
whatever
Yeah.
comes out, I'll do it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, so that's awesome. So talk to us a little bit more, guys, about StriveNow. I know that it's a nonprofit, but what I really want you guys to touch on is what it is that it is and what is the purpose, or what do you do
Okay.
at StriveNow?
I'm gonna take a huge leap of faith, bro. Nat, I'm gonna count to 3, and we're gonna say like something about Strive. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Purpose?
every day. Yeah. See? So
That was not planned.
that was
No.
not at all planned. So purpose every day is like the motto, right? But not literally automatically purpose.
Okay,
I was
So
gonna say find your purpose.
yeah,
there you go.
not planned. And I think that me and Nat, just to dive in a little bit more to Nat, and she'll tell you guys more. But Nat went to school here locally, right?
Yes.
And then what'd you do after that?
So something similar to you. As soon as I graduated, I went off to New York.
Mm.
So part of my creative side is that I was working in theater and off-Broadway shows
Wow.
and traveled the world with it.
I'm gonna
So-
just lead her. So where'd you go next?
After that,
Yeah.
like El Paso.
No, I'm trying to hype up my co-founder, guys. So she, after New York, she actually went to Abu Dhabi.
Oh yes. Well, it's because part of
Yeah.
working in theater is we did shows and we had to travel around.
Uh-huh.
So we did. I was stationed at Abu Dhabi, which is 30 minutes away from Dubai,
Yeah.
because no one actually knows where it is. And I was working for a university there,
Wow.
and yeah, had the pleasure of visit a lot of other countries.
That's awesome.
Bro, I know.
Yeah, you
Crazy.
had to do it for her, right?
Yes,
Dude,
dude.
Natalia, hype
I don't like
yourself
to
up.
brag,
No,
She's so humble.
that
dude.
isn't
Yeah.
bragging. That's just a great resume. I mean, that's just experiences that make you who you are today, which is awesome,
Yeah, I mean, I love traveling and I like grabbing a little bit of everywhere
Yeah.
I have the pleasure of being in.
That's awesome. So apart from the purpose, right? And we're talking purpose in regards to who specifically?
Oh,
Are you targeting a certain individual or a certain group of people, or what is it?
Would you like? I think the best way to answer that question is the reason why we started it.
Okay.
And that's because we ended up running into a lot of young people that didn't have a purpose.
Okay.
They had no idea what to do in life. Even adults now, like if you talk to them, they're unclear of what their career goals are, what they're gonna do in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
And that's what got our gears thinking into
there's a lot
purpose.
of pressure, you know. It's like, what am I gonna do in the next 5 years? Like, I need to get my college degree. Is that the automatic answer? I don't even know anymore, you know. Like, because I don't think it is.
Right.
I think that purpose, and this is what we kept running into, is like, purpose is about, what are you doing today? Who are you? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And most importantly for us is, are you attached to some sort of community? Because if you're not, then you're kind of just, you're isolating yourself, and then you wonder why you have questions, you know? So we kept running into students. We were both counselors at the time when we met, and we kept running into students who were just being forced down the funnel, like down the medical funnel, the engineering funnel, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The popular stuff, or the things that...
Success.
Correct.
Yes, and if I may add, like, you're talking to a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, and asking them, think about the end goal, like it's like a Mount Everest, right? Look at that goal all the way over there, and they don't tell you the specific steps you need to take to actually get there.
Yeah, that's
and
so
that's
true.
where we're trying to focus.
That's awesome. Good for you guys. That's awesome. So you mentioned you were both counselors, right?
Yeah.
So this is where I was, going to go to next. So how did you two come together to create this, or to partner up and do this good that you guys are doing?
So
we went to a we went to a like another nonprofits event.
Okay.
And we're not gonna say where, but we went to this other nonprofits event, and like, I came out of there extremely upset. I was so upset. I was like, man, like, if this is the best we have to offer in El Paso, that something has to change. You know? I was like, we have to change something.
So it moved you. You were motivated to do something better than what you were seeing or experiencing.
I think not better, just different. Like, I think that a lot of people want to provide the how, provide the what. Like, come do this. This is how you do it. You know. Yeah. But no one is asking the student why. Why do you want to do it? Yeah. You know, like, do you even have that thought process in yourself? So then me and Nat got together, and we were like, let's do something about it. Yeah. And our first idea was
a coffee shop.
A coffee shop. Yeah. Not planned, guys. Literally, we just know this story like the back of our head, like the back of our hand. And we wanted to do a coffee shop, and we're like, let's do a coffee shop and stay open until 3 a.m. and we'll be a safe place, and we'll have like music and like, we thought that was the answer. Yeah. But it wasn't. So honestly, what happened next?
I think we started realizing the more we talked about it, that our dreams and our goals for what we wanted to achieve were bigger than just like a building or like a coffee shop. Yeah. And that's when we were like, this is something that has to be shown to everyone in El Paso. Wow. And Strive was born.
And it honestly, fast forward, it's been 2 years now, like almost exactly. Wow. If not exactly. And it's taken us 2 years, bro, to figure out where we're at, like who we are. Because we know what we want to do. We've always known what the mission is. Right. But to preach, to like speak out the mission, to like spread the mission is difficult. It's very difficult. So that's kind of where we are. But we have found that habits are important. Habits are number one for us. Community is also number one for us. Yes. And workshops. So those three things have created Strive.
That's awesome. And I've said, it's funny you mentioned that, because you post that on your Instagram, right? And I found that very, very motivating for myself, right? Where, you guys talk about purpose, but I think that everybody at some point in their life experiences that and finds themselves asking themselves that question, right? Like, what's my purpose right now? Because I truly believe, and this is just me, that purpose is found in seasons where, you kind of graduate from one, and then you try to find another one, right? Because it's just all about moving forward at the end of the day. Yeah. And that's something that I shared with my daughter as well, because of how you and I spoke on this a while back about asking her what she wants to do, and things like that. So that's awesome, guys. I really appreciate that, being a father of a 15-year-old that's getting to that moment where she's going to start thinking like, hey, Dad, what do I do? Or what do you want me to do? So, those questions came about. So after speaking with Israel a while back, me and my wife were kind of checked this. So we had to be, you know what? We're here to support you and you do what you want to do.
But you know what? It's okay though, bro, because not even as parents, like you're told the right thing, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's tough. Yeah. It's a tough journey, but because we've seen it from square one, and we experienced it ourselves. Both of us left to New York, so we had like at different times, and we had very different perspectives compared to most people in our town,
Right.
And we came back, and I think we both had the same feeling, like there needs to be more for them,
Yeah.
And I like how you said that you believe that purpose is through seasons.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But when you're young, also, like, you haven't had any seasons.
True.
Oh.
So that's why for us, like, with the younger the students are, it's to help them find purpose today.
Right.
Like, what did you do today that gave you purpose?
Yeah, that's
something that's
easier. Awesome. Yeah, that's so powerful. I was speaking on old timer terms, right? Because I've been through a couple, but that's so good. Yeah, that's so good because, yeah, you're right. These kids, to them, that's the beginning of their season, right? That's day one. So to have someone around like you all and what you do is awesome. So what's your favorite part about this and what you do? What would you say is this is it? This is what obviously it's a gathering of so many other things, but what's your favorite part about it?
I think for me, even with this podcast, I have students like reach out and say like, "Hey, Mister, like that was super inspiring. Like I really connected with that."
Yeah.
And that for me is my favorite thing, like because it happens all through our Strive like time. It's like students are like, "Man, like." I can't wait to go, or like, I'm sorry I didn't go. Like, there's a sentiment towards it. There's a sentiment towards Strive.
Yeah.
And there's like, it's a real movement. Like, it's a real idea. Yeah. And that's so special,
Yeah.
I don't know. What about you?
Well, obviously I agree with you, but for me, it's more like the transformation the transformation process. I love to see that quiet kid in the corner that doesn't want to interact with anyone, and it also happens to our mentors, not just students.
Yeah.
And then seeing them like later on how much they have changed, how confident they are, how sure they are of what the next step is.
The developing, right?
Exactly.
The breaking out of their shell, knowing that they have someone there to help them out or someone to talk to when they need it. That's awesome, guys.
Yeah.
That's great. So you two, I mean, we mentioned you guys were both counselors. Counselors where?
At a public school?
It's a charter school.
Okay.
A type of public school.
So y'all were co-workers prior to, okay. Yes. So and that's how you guys just...
Yeah, so I was a counselor. I've been a counselor for a long time, and Israel was a newbie.
I was a new counselor, yeah. So I was like shell-shocked by what I was seeing, So it was like a very good combination because it was like a new counselor and then a seasoned counselor.
Right.
And we were both sharing an experience. And the fact that we could relate on what I was seeing, like made me feel like, okay, I'm not crazy. Like, this is a real issue.
So did you open up to Natalia about those things early on?
I did, actually. Yeah.
So you just kind of you found the comfort in the
bro,
I'm gonna talk to her.
Dude, you know me, bro. I just like I make friends very easily.
You're right. That's true.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's true. So for you, how was that? Like,
yeah,
that's a better question.
That's a better question.
Yeah. What's up with this guy?
I think it was fun to see how fast he saw the issues that were coming up, and that he had that fire of like, how do we fix this? Because a lot of people in education, especially when you've been there for a long time, you kind of like get numb and forget about it.
I've heard that.
Yeah. So unfortunately it happens to a lot of people. Yeah. But it was fun to see someone that had the same passion and fire to make things different.
That's awesome. Yeah, you're right. I've heard that before. Yeah. I mean, it happens to everybody. I think I've been at that at some point like that as well, where you're just kind of going through the motions and you kind of wake up and, dude, this isn't working, or let's change it up a bit, or that's not right, But that's good. That's good, guys. So I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys coming on here and talking about it, and hopefully, be able to inspire not just young people, because like I said, it really hit me as well.
Yeah.
Where I feel that I have someone now that I can turn to and talk to different plans that I have going into the future. And you guys being able to, since you do this, on a daily, being able to talk to and listen to and give me some advice and where to start. But that's awesome. I appreciate that, guys. So what's in the works for you guys coming up?
A lot of things.
Oh man, a lot of things, and we're super excited for it. Nat is like, I'm sorry, Nat is like really great with branding and culture, and and so we got together the last couple months, and we're like, we want to revamp, not revamp, I would say more like take a new chapter. Have a new chapter of Strive, because it took us these 2 years to figure out how can we be the most impactful in our community. And that's a tough question to answer sometimes, even for nonprofits who've been around for decades. So and we see it, we experience it with our colleagues, I guess you'd call it. But right now we want to emphasize very heavily on habits. We want to emphasize very heavily on our fall program, which more details will come, but there will be an application process, and we're trying to make it more, how would you say, specialized, I guess?
Yeah, and also a more formal process.
Yeah. We want students to look forward to like being a part of the process with us, and coming on the journey with us. Those two things: big habits, big on habits, big on our fall program, and what else would you say?
Well, definitely we're trying to involve the city more and other organizations across El Paso. So we're doing a lot of collaborations and partnerships to make this like a citywide effort, not just like one nonprofit doing all of this, but the community, bring them out and help them help us. And
so to help with that, we're doing the Wellness Expo May 23rd.
That's right.
And we'll put like all the info out so that people can participate, because wellness and health and habits, right? It's not just about like physical. It's like, we've talked about that.
We touched on that.
So we're trying to emphasize like financial wellness, the physical, of course, even legal, like,
oh wow.
So all aspects of wellness, because if you're not okay, like Maslow's, is it Maslow, the pyramid? So like your needs, if your needs are not met, like there's no way that you can dream. So your basic needs have to be met first, so that your purpose is in seasons, right? So the season of needs has to be fulfilled, and then you can graduate to like bigger and better things.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sweet. So that's what's going on with you guys.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell. Yeah.
That's exciting, man. Looking forward to seeing all that from you guys, and I guess you said Wellness Expo. That's the most recent thing coming up.
Yes.
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. Yes. And one more thing, we're working with the El Paso Center for Hope, doing a workshop with them in the summer. So more to come on that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are busy.
Yeah.
Always.
You guys are busy.
Always.
Yeah. Awesome. Always check us out. We have community service opportunities. We have events. We support other nonprofits. So there's always something where you can join us.
That's awesome. Great. Well, there you go, guys. You heard it here first. It's Israel, it's Natalia, and
that's Branco.
And I'm Branco. But thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate your time, and we'll see you guys soon.